All right, so welcome to the info session for Sex, Love, and Your Body. I'm super excited for this workshop because it's for me, it's a transition workshop between where I have been and where I'm going. So there's a major brand happening for Sarah Mala for 2022, which I'm not rushing, trying not to be like that, but I've been doing a lot of undercover research and learning to bring some new stuff to you guys for 2022 and new ways of learning, processing information, and all of that. So this workshop is going to be a mix of new and old. So I'm excited to kind of get into that with you. It's a longer workshop than usual. It's 8 weeks. Moving forward, my workshops are going to be either 3 days or 12 weeks. So this is kind of to ease you into that idea. Now, sex, love, and your body is the container. If you've ever done anything with me, or I think all of you have, I need a container, but I need the container to be flexible. And I need it to be able to change and morph and be whatever people who sign up for the thing need. So the container is sex, love, and your body, and that's incredibly broad, okay? And the reason it's so broad is because you are bringing a specific energy signature should you join to the group. If 20 people sign up who are like, the thing I want to learn the most in my life is sex magic, well, the workshop's going to be a little different than if most of the people are feeling an energy of understanding more relationship to self and body. So I'm open to that flow depending on how your energy interacts. However, this will be a more structured workshop than my usual, only because I'm debuting some new techniques on you guys. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Noetics. Have you guys heard of that yet? Noetics? Noetics is basically the science of normalizing magic. It's the seen versus the unseen and starting to quantify what has previously been unquantifiable. Okay, so right, good morning, but you've had your coffee already. So basically, pull this guy in here. Basically, the science of Noetics is studying things like the effects on meditation. Why does it help us when we meditate? Why is it that when we're around somebody whose energy we enjoy, we feel better, right? What does manifesting mean? What does interacting with the 0 point energy field mean? This is the science of normalizing what we call magic. Magic is only that which we don't believe is quantifiable yet. That's it. So you guys are kind of in like the cutting edge front running space of what will soon down the line become regular science, right? Because if you think about all of the different facts through science that we have established as our reality, when those facts were first introduced, they were laughed out of town, right? That was crazy. That was unthinkable. That was impossible. And now it's the foundation of how we think and use life. It's the same idea. So Noetics is the science of understanding that. You can Google it. It's like an actual thing. I didn't make Noetics up. However, when I discovered Noetics last year, it kind of opened my mind in a new way because it made me understand what I'm doing and how high of a level thought work it actually is, and not just some like, oh, just some woo-woo stuff. Let's like hit some drums and kumbaya this, trauma out of our bodies. No. This is you in the driver's seat, understanding that you're in control of your own energy and learning to manipulate that powerful energetic field so that you're walking through your life in sovereignty. So how do we apply this theory of Noetics, the science of Noetics, the normalization of magic into a workshop in 8 weeks that's about sex, love, and your body? It's all about finding out what your current wiring is. Like 95% of your impulse decision-making, of your decision-making in life, is done from your subconscious brain. Your subconscious brain is like a computer, okay? So each of us have a specific wiring. If we can go back into there, understand the current wiring, and then decide how we want to shift that, we can rewire that entirely so that our knee-jerk reactions, the decisions that we make without thinking about them, better reflect our current alignment instead of reflecting our traumas. And if that sounds complicated to you, it makes sense, right? But it's very uncomplicated. This is, if you look at, I'm going to kind of pull this out here for you guys. There's a scale and study called Bloom's Taxonomy, and it talks about the different levels of cognitive thoughts. Okay? And it ranks them based on lower thought work and higher level work. Lower level thought work is about remembering, understanding, and applying. Okay, so we're talking when you're in school and they're like, okay, here are the facts. Memorize them, recite them, be able to check off A, B, and C on the standardized test. You're so smart, right? But basically, that's a regurgitation of information that somebody else already brought to the table, right? Those are lower level thought works. Even application of those, it's lower level only because it's not your original thoughts, right? It's just you learning somebody else's thoughts. Moving into the higher realms of cognitive thought work, we have analyzation, evaluation, and creation. And that, my friends, is what we have been doing this whole time. So it's really important to understand that you're operating at the highest level, but you're not being rewarded in that way because lower levels of cognitive thought are praised in this particular society because free thinkers are a danger to that, okay? So when we talk about the higher level of thought work, this means like you have let's say we have a session, right? We have a session and it's 15 minutes and you think in your mind, why am I paying this much money for 15 minutes with a person? I can tell you without a doubt, and not just being kind of like a full of myself person, because I've been doing this for a while, in 15 minutes, we can make such big shifts and changes in your life, more shifts and changes than 6 months of 1-hour sessions. And why is that? Because we're not bullshitting, because it's potent, because you're showing up and you're ready to do the work, and I'm going to say the things that you need to hear, and you're going to go do them. Sometimes it's one line that just all of a sudden goes, and everything changes. That's high-level cognitive thought work, and that's what I want to bring to you guys. So for this 8-week series, we're going to focus all of that good juju and all of that energy and all of that application to what it means to have a healthy relationship to yourself, to start repairing the relationship between your feelings and emotions and your body, okay? And to start to become really comfortable with your sexuality, with who you are as a sexual being. And when you say the word sexual, you might think like sex, sexy, alluring, passionate, whatever. No. Creation. Think creation. Think creation feels good and should feel good, not patriarchal sexualization of what sex is. It's not about making babies. That's not the whole point. The whole point is creation. And us tapping back into that seat is rewiring our ability to use that essential energy to create in our lives. And in order to do that, you have to reconnect with your body. You have to reconnect with that. You have to reestablish a healthy relationship with it and start to earn its trust back. So weeks is a lot of time. We just finished the 6-week workshop. Some of you guys were in there. It went by like that. 8 weeks is bridge. And since we're moving into this Venus retrograde, I thought it was a wonderful time to kind of tap into that particular energy and work on this. Relationships are key to everything. We came here to connect with each other, to connect with humans, and to have these different experiences. Now, I think that's all I wanted to tell you about like that part. So does anybody have questions at this point about the workshop or how it goes or, you know, whatever, whatever is going on? You can either tell me with your voice or you can pop it in the comments. Okay. So the way that it works is we meet every Tuesday, okay? Tuesday nights. You don't have to be live for each session. I record everything always because, hey, life, right? But I do really encourage you to be able to make the first session, because that is the session where all of our energies kind of tap in together, and it makes a really big impact to be able to get there. So the first session is going to be January 11th. And 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? Every Tuesday we meet for 8 Tuesdays. As part of you signing up, you also get 2 rewiring sessions with me, which are the 15-minute sessions. And you can use those whenever you want. You don't have to use them during the course of the 8 weeks. Like, you'll have a coupon as soon as you sign up, and you just use them as you want to. And you guys will have more ability to book with me because I'll have separate days that you can just book and nobody else can touch. So no worries there. So that's how it goes. Jen is asking, can you talk a little bit about what the sessions are like? So I can talk about that. Kit Alina was just in my 6 week. So Kit, if you want to weigh in on what sessions are like, you can do that too. This is going to be a little bit different than previous workshops, but basically I'm going to be asking you, like, if you sign up for this, right? If you decide to be a part of this, you have got to be invested. I am not interested in having anybody join this workshop if you're just coasting through and just not fully engaged, because it's not fair to you, it's not fair for me, and it's not fair for everybody else. Like, this is like, we're taking 8 weeks and we're doing this. You don't have to have a specific intention necessarily, but it's good to understand that you're entering into a very sacred agreement with yourself, and that what you put in, you're going to get back out. The sessions are handled in a Zoom, and I channel through the information based off of the energies that are coming through. So I don't create a syllabus that's too detailed, because then that messes me up. But what we're going to be doing throughout the sessions is identifying your core wiring, specifically through the use of meditations, and you will be getting specific meditations that are separate. There will be 4 of them that are going to assist you in that, like, organic rewiring. You do not have to write anything down. You do not have to memorize anything. A lot of it is me talking, and a lot of it is you responding, because we're having a conversation. We'll do written exercises sometimes. Depending on what's going on, we may do meditations during the session, but usually it's a lot of talking, what's going on right now, and all of these different philosophies. There's going to be a lot of information in these 8 weeks. A lot. So much so that it would make sense that you might feel like, ooh, did I even retain anything? You don't have to worry about that. This is higher level cognitive thought work, which means it's not about memorization. It's not about performance. It's about your energy receiving the upgrades. Okay, so you coming in with that trust, it makes a big difference. Kit's saying, and I'm reading this because when people watch the recording, they can't see the comments. Kit, who was just in my most recent 6 weeks, says, I learned so much each session, and it always seems to be on point to what I need. I have done the past 2 sessions and look forward to each Tuesday. Tuesday nights, like, the reason I didn't take a pause, because it's my favorite thing to do. Working with you guys in this one, it's a closer knit group, and I'm able to feel your energy in a different way than I do during the moon calls, and certainly during Coffee and Magic. It's very transformative. It will change the way that you think about life, about how you feel in your body. In the past, I've done sex magic workshops, I've done body workshops, abundance workshops. So this particular one, we're bringing in a lot of that material to kind of illuminate and enlighten in those different areas as well. Does that answer your question, Jen? Okay. All right, cool. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm wondering if I'm forgetting something important too. Let's see here. Okay, so, and I'm going to be sending out an email for you guys with all of the like payment stuff and like just all of the annoying black and white written down things. However, you guys have early bird discount that's happening until January 2nd, so that's a thing. With your 8-week immersion, there's 8 90-minute sessions. I'm going to try my best to make them 90 minutes. I'm overly verbose on the worst of days, so sometimes it does get a little bit longer. I don't like to cut myself off, but 8 sessions. You get those 2 private rewiring sessions, which are the 15 minutes, and then there's 4 integrative meditations. And these meditations are sent to you in such a way that you can just listen on your own whenever you want to. And as part of the noetic rewiring, right, these meditations are really important because you're basically taking apart, right, the old ways of thinking. You have to add in something there. You can't just take it apart. Otherwise, it's going to go right back in. It's going to be like, whoop. So what we're doing is we're having a session on Tuesday. Ideally, this is how it would work. You're having a session on Tuesday. We talk, you talk, you talk, you talk. All the stuff happens. Things in your brain are moving around. That night, you listen to the meditation. The meditation starts to rework the neural pathways. This is a real thing. You'll feel it working because as you move through your life between sessions, you might think, oh, I'm thinking about that differently. I'm reacting to that stimulus a little bit differently. I'm not arguing with this person the way that I used to. I'm not feeling so bad about my body right now. Maybe I want to try this today to give myself some love. You'll notice it. But again, it's very organic and in flow. And so those 4 meditations, you can do any one that you want that feels most resonant to you. I'm not recording them until we've had our first session because they're, again, going to be very specific to the energies that come to the group, okay? Everything I do is like that, which isn't ideal for me, but it's better. It's better for everybody. So that's what you get for the 8 weeks. Of course, you also have access to a private group within the Inner Sanctum app, and that is where you guys can interact with each other, post insights, do all the things you need to do. I can interact with you there as well, but it's really important, and if it feels aligned with you, to kind of connect with each other and not commiserate, but just share your different experiences. The other one thing I want to tell you about this 8-week situation is I really do encourage you to show up ready to share, okay? Ready to share about yourself. It's not worth the investment if you're not coming in ready to just go, okay? And I know that's uncomfortable, but hey, it's life, my friend. Like, come in and be brave and just say, like, this is who I am. That's where the magic happens when you step in with that kind of mindset. Like, I will be rewiring the shit out of this. That's what I'm doing. And just like come in and say, yes, this is what I want. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. I will be sending out an email shortly that will have sign up information. It's a really insane deal. I'm actually working with a rebranding agency and coach who yells at me on an everyday basis that I'm not doing a good job on my pricing. So I'm working on that. I'm working on like understanding my value, and I hope that I can help you to understand your value as well, because especially as women, we're really taught, right, to just give, and be like, no, don't worry about it. We really need to change that in general, because here's the thing that I've learned over the past few years working with you guys. When I don't value what I do, you don't value what I do. It just is what it is, right? I have purchased, in my life, so many coaching courses that I never even took because it was like, oh, flash sale, $9.99, do this, da 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 da. And so somewhere in the back of my brain, I was like, well, it's $10, I'll do it later. So that course is sitting in my inbox somewhere, and I bet it's amazing and full of incredible, enlightening information. But for whatever reason, because it was just like, I didn't invest myself in it. And I don't want to be me, and I don't want to do that to you. So again, like I said, it's an investment of your energy. You will get into it what you put into it. And so I'm going to value myself, you're going to value yourself, and that's how you make the magic together. So I'm excited to get started. Like I said, we're launching on January 11th. If in between you have other questions, just send me an email, respond back to my email, although all of you know how to find me. So I feel pretty confident about that. But that is it. All right. I love you guys. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. I'll be sending out that email shortly. And yeah, I'll see you on Friday morning. I love you guys.